The investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination is also in sharp focus on Capitol Hill right now. I mentioned, and here it is now, that's a live look on the left side of your screen, FBI Director Kash Patel testifying in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee in an annual oversight hearing that was scheduled before Kirk's killing. That is worth mentioning. Because I know in some places this is being sold, oh, he was called up to the Hill. No, this is already on the schedule. And no doubt they're going to talk about it. Kash Patel is heaping praise on federal and local enforcement for the capture of the suspected assassin.
I also want to especially thank our colleagues in Utah, the governor's office, DPS, and the sheriffs out there. State and local law enforcement partnership has been a cornerstone since I took over at the FBI, and it was no different here. These people worked through the night without sleep for days on end. They are to be commended. They are not to be attacked. We cannot do our job without the American public and credible reporting in the media, and that's why Tyler Robinson is in custody today, about to face charges.
Justice correspondent David Spunt. David.
Well, Harris, FBI Director Patel also revealed, relating to the Charlie Kirk assassination, that there were many more, in his words, than 20 participants in a group chat with the suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. The Kirk subject is one of several that he's talked about today. It's an oversight hearing, as you mentioned, previously, I should say, scheduled. It's really kind of a kitchen sink with a lot of different topics, and at times the FBI director has held his own. Watch.
Honored to be the 9th director of the FBI. I'm not going anywhere. If you want to criticize my 16 years of service, please bring it on. Over to you.
Now, relating to Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA, Judiciary Committee Chairman Senator Chuck Grassley announced that he has some new info to show that Kirk's Turning Point USA was part of the investigation by then Special Counsel Jack Smith into President Trump's alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 election. Now, Patel also, Harris, discussing the Jeffrey Epstein case and what is perceived to be, from Republicans and Democrats, a lack of transparency by both the FBI and Justice Department into that case. Watch this.
I'm here to testify that the original sin in the Epstein case was the way it was initially brought by Mr. Acosta back in 2006. The original case involved a very limited search warrant or set of search warrants and didn't take as much investigatory material it should have seized. If I were the FBI director then, it wouldn't have happened.
Mr. Acosta, as he's referring to, is Alex Acosta, the former U.S. attorney in Florida who gave Jeffrey Epstein a plea deal, a non-prosecution agreement back in 2008. Epstein avoided jail. Acosta was then appointed President Trump's labor secretary during his first term. He resigned in 2019 when Epstein was found dead, and the news began bubbling up then. Patel facing several questions on several topics, and he'll do it all again tomorrow in front of the House. But this is the first real time we're hearing from him at length, taking a lot of questions, especially from Democrats. Back to you.
All right. Glad you were all over it. David Spunt, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Nicole Parker, former FBI special agent and Fox News contributor. Josh Ritter, criminal defense attorney, also a Fox News contributor. Great to see you both. Josh, I'm going to come to you first, and please set the table for us. So this is an important day. We'll see the suspect, Tyler Robinson, via live video.
Yes, in Utah, they refer to it as his first felony appearance. We might otherwise know it as an arraignment, but he's going to be formally charged today. We're going to understand what those charges are. And we expect is what was in the arrest affidavit, that it will be weapons charges, obstruction charges, but most importantly, aggravated murder. And I say most importantly because an aggravated murder charge in Utah opens up the opportunity for prosecutors to pursue the death penalty. Now, we may not hear whether or not they, in fact, intend to pursue the death penalty today. They can make that decision at a later time, but with that aggravated murder charge, that is open to them.
Nicole, when we look at this case, there has just been a trove of information just dumped, and the public is seeing this too. What stands out to you that is critical to the charges against this person?
First of all, I believe that the FBI and all law enforcement deserves major kudos. This is not an easy task. It is quite daunting, and the evidence is just pouring in. Every single thing has to be reviewed, Harris. I think the Discord messages are absolutely critical because it was conversations pre-offense and post-offense. And so, you know, this note that is allegedly now disappeared, but is in some sort of forensic evidence, that he said, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I have to do it because some things can't be negotiated with. That is just absolutely horrifying and disgusting, but that is key evidence. And what's crucial right now is that initially, you've got witnesses coming in saying, hey, I was on this group chat. Now the FBI has gone in and gotten, search warrants that are necessary. You've got to get your evidence clean and clear, because this case will likely go to trial. I don't see this person signing a plea agreement, but
well, he's not even cooperating.
Regardless, it has to be ready for prosecution. Right? He's not even cooperating, and there's going to be a lot on the line, and potential death penalty. They're getting this case ready for the death penalty. I can tell you, having worked as an FBI agent, when it's death penalty eligible case, it takes on a whole new level. Everything will be done with perfection, but there is a tremendous amount of evidence pouring in. Witnesses, they are going to be interviewed. Kash Patel said every single witness.
I don't have a lot of time with you guys, because I know, Josh, you've got to get back, too, because you're actually in Utah. Discord messages. I want to hear from both of you on this. Nicole, I'll come right back to you. You said pre- and post-offense, disappearing note. Now, is the ability to make something disappear on Discord part of that platform, like a story and Instagram goes away in 24 hours, but it's always there because it's in your archive. It never really goes away, and that's how it's gettable. Talk to me about how you make things vanish online, or if that's even possible in this case.
Would you like me to answer?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I can tell you, in law enforcement, it can be tricky at times with some of these platforms that allow disappearing messages. As far as Discord goes, it originated as a gaming sort of platform, group chats, room chats for people that have similar views on things. That is going to be a task for law enforcement to do, but I have no doubt that they will get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
The other thing is that because you have so many witnesses coming forward as well, they likely still have those messages saved on their phones, on their devices, not disappeared.
Yep. And if you get to those people soon enough before they start killing stuff out, but there's still a footprint. So let's get to the law on that, Josh. How exposed are those individuals who were in the Discord chat? Because this has been a societal question now. Should somebody have turned this guy in? What is a if you see something, say something moment look like in the digital world?
Absolutely. What we're talking about is a conspiracy theory, the idea, or conspiracy charges theory, I should say, the idea that if people were in agreement, meaning they understood what he intended to do, and they either participated in that, helped him in some kind of way, promoted that, encouraged him to do it, or otherwise supplied him with some sort of aid in doing that, they can be brought up in charges as well. And I think that's why Director Kash Patel was so interested in that, because that could be the avenue to open up federal charges if those communications were taking place with people outside of the state or even outside of the country. That might open up the opportunity for the feds to get involved.
Wow. Okay. Compel those others in the room. I'm reading there could be as many as 20 people that they're looking at. I appreciate the expertise and time of both of you. This case is moving on, and we are all over it with the first felony appearance. That lingo that you've taught us today, Josh Ritter, appreciate that as we see the suspected assassin via live video later today. Thank you.